At exactly 11:40 p.m. on New Year's Eve, a chicken stood up and started dancing. Not flapping, not struggling, dancing. And that was the night the occupants of a big compound ran away from their own homes. Listen to this intriguing African tale. Once upon a time, in the lively compound of Oluwa Junction, everybody knew Sam. Not because he was hardworking, not because he was rich, but because he was the chairman of the Lazy Young Men Association. Every morning, Sam and his best friend Pius could be found under the mango tree, chewing sticks, arguing about football, and resting for a future that never seemed to arrive. If laziness had a WhatsApp group, Sam would be the admin and Pius would be the assistant admin. Yet, Sam had one soft spot in his heart, his mother, Mama Sam. She sold roasted corn and groundnuts, but that December was harsh. Prices were high, sales was low, and Christmas was approaching like an angry landlord. One afternoon, Mama Sam tied her faded wrapper tightly around her waist and walked to the communal local kitchen. Inside her small aluminum pot were two iced fish, not chicken or beef. She whispered "soup is super big" as she entered the kitchen. Silence fell, then giggling started. One woman sniffed loudly. Who is cooking ocean breeze today? Another laughed. Is this Christmas soup or fasting soup? Mama Sam placed her pot on the fire. It made a tiny clunk clunk sound, the sound that exposes poverty. Women gathered around her. Two fish? Are they twins? You don't have what to cook. Why can't you stay inside your room and eat bread and leave the kitchen for those that have what to cook? Some women sitting around the kitchen dissolved into laughter. Mama Sam's hand shook as she stirred the contents of her pot. Then her slipper slipped and her pot tilted. A piece of fish fell out. Ah! One fish has escaped, someone screamed. Tears filled Mama Sam's eyes. She carried her pot away while laughter chased her from behind. That day, Sam made a silent promise as he overheard his mother being mocked. Something must change. That evening, Sam walked angrily with his friend Pius. Then he saw it, a big fat chicken, some money, and 2 bottles of Fanta. Pius froze. Sam, don't touch that thing. It looks spiritual. But Sam remembered his crying mother. He grabbed it. Pius ran away and left him there. When Mama Sam saw the chicken, she gasped. Sam, are you sure this is not stolen? Mama, I swear I did not steal it. Hunger won reasoning. She accepted the chicken from her son. Immediately she began boasting. This year, I will cook the best chicken anyone has ever seen. Angels themselves will come to taste my stew. Everyone avoided her door. The entire compound knew that Mama Sam was going to cook chicken on the 1st of January, the new year. The next day, Sam tried to prepare the chicken, but the chicken ran away from him and he had to start chasing the chicken round the whole compound. Children gathered, laughter echoed. Mama Sam yelled, "Stop laughing, that's my chicken." That evening, the chicken escaped again, this time into the neighbor's pot of pepper soup. The entire compound smelled of pepper soup that had poured. Mama, this chicken is causing too much problems, Sam complained to his mother. Finally, Mama Sam simply told his son to keep the chicken, that she would dress it herself on the 1st of January. But on the 31st of December, at exactly 11:40, something happened. The chicken suddenly stood up. At first, everyone thought it was just stretching. Then it raised one leg, then the other. Then it started dancing. The dance was terrifying and hilarious at the same time. The chicken did step, hop, turn, scratch, step, wing, flap, spin, moonwalk, jump, spin, tail shake. Children screamed in delight. Mama Sam fainted, landing on Pius. Sam ran around in circles trying to catch it with a broom. The neighbors gathered. Some were hiding behind walls, some taking videos. The compound looked like a comedy show mixed with a horror movie. That night, long after everyone in Oluwa Junction had fallen asleep, Sam could not sleep. The chicken was in its cage, but he could swear it was looking at him directly. It blinked slowly, too slowly. The wind blew and the cage made a creaking sound like somebody whispering secrets. Then, at around 1:17, Sam quietly opened the door, lifted the cage and tiptoed out of the compound like a thief escaping his own conscience. He took the chicken back to the exact spot by the roadside where he had found it. He placed the cage down and whispered, "Abeg, forgive me," and ran home without looking back. That morning, Mama Sam woke up to sweep her frontage. She dropped her broom and screamed. The chicken was standing at her doorstep, not lying down, not sitting, standing. Sam ran out and saw the chicken and his legs went weak. He whispered, "But I returned you." From that moment, fear entered Oluwa Junction. By evening, families started carrying their bags and mattresses out of the compound. One woman left with her cooking pots, another carried her radio. Someone even packed his gas cylinder. They went to sleep with relatives and friends. Only Mama Sam and Sam remained, and the dancing chicken. Then something worse started happening. People who cooked food would return from the kitchen only to find their pots smelling like soured palm wine. Rice became acidic, stew fermented in minutes, even soaked garri with cold water began to taste like ogogoro. People shouted, "This compound is cursed." The landlord was informed. He called an emergency meeting under the mango tree. Mama Sam was invited. "Madam," the landlord said, "take that chicken back to wherever you got it from. This thing is disturbing my tenants." Madam Sam nodded her head. That evening, in the presence of everyone, Mama Sam and Sam carried the chicken to the bush path where Sam had picked it. They dropped it there and ran back home. But before they could sit down, the chicken was already dancing in front of Mama Sam's door. People screamed. Someone shouted, "It has teleported." A woman fainted into a bucket. A prophet was called. He arrived with a loudspeaker. He shook a bottle of oil and shouted powerful words while jumping around with the chicken. After collecting a very large offering from the landlord, he touched the chicken and it disappeared. Everyone clapped. People returned to their rooms with their bags. Children slept peacefully. The danger seemed to be over until the next morning. The chicken was back, dancing again. At this point, Mama Tobi shook her head. She called the native doctor, and the native doctor demanded so many items: goats, palm wine, red cloth, alligator pepper, money. Mama Sam could not just afford it. The whole compound contributed the money, and the items were bought. People waited for chanting, shouting, and fire, but the native doctor simply walked in, picked the chicken, tied it in a red cloth, and walked out calmly. By morning, the chicken was truly gone. Oluwa Junction was now at peace again. But Mama Sam now owed the whole compound for money they had contributed. And Sam learned a bitter lesson. Shortcuts that look like blessings often carry hidden debts. What your sweat doesn't earn can cost you more than money. It can cost you peace. The Monday after the chicken disappeared, Sam did not go to the mango tree. When Pius came knocking with a chewing stick in his mouth, Sam was already wearing his oldest, roughest trousers and a pair of worn sneakers he had taped together. "Sam, where are you going?" Pius asked. Bewildered, "There is a repeat of the Champions League final on TV." Sam didn't even look back. "Pius, that chicken didn't just dance. It mocked my manhood. I'm going to find work." Sam walked 3 miles to a new building site. The foreman, a man with shoulders like bags of cement, looked at Sam's thin arms. You want to carry blocks?" The foreman laughed. "Give me the shovel," Sam said. For 12 hours, Sam mixed concrete. His skin turned grey with cement dust, his palms blistered, and his back felt like it was being scorched by fire. At the end of the day, the foreman handed him 3,000 naira. Sam looked at the crumpled notes. It was small, but it was earned through hard work. Instead of going home to sleep, Sam went to the motor park where the big trucks from the north brought in bags of onions and pepper. "Oga, I fit help you load," he asked the truck drivers. From 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., Sam carried heavy bags of onions that made his eyes stink and his neck ache. He earned 2,500. Every Friday, Sam didn't hide. He walked straight to the landlord's door with a small nylon bag of cash. "Landlord," Sam would say, loud enough for the neighbors to hear, "this is 10,000 naira." "Landlord," Sam would say, loud enough for the neighbors to hear, "this is 10,000 naira. I am paying off our debt." The neighbors, who used to hiss when they saw Sam, began to open their doors. "Sam, well done, no," Mama Toby called out one afternoon. "I see you're really trying." "Thank you, Ma," Sam replied with his head held high. He wasn't the chairman of the lazy men anymore. He was becoming chairman of the hustlers. After 6 weeks of grueling labor, washing gutters, offloading trucks, and carrying bags at the park, Sam finally reached the last of the debt. He walked into the compound on a Sunday afternoon. He wasn't the Sam of December. He was leaner, darker from all the sun, and his hands were rough like sandpaper. He called a meeting under the mango tree. "I have paid everyone back," Sam announced, placing the final balance on the table. "The death of the dancing chicken is over." Pius stood up to cheer, but Sam raised his hands. "And one more thing, Mama, please come." He handed Mama Sam a brand new heavy aluminum pot, much bigger than the one that made the clunk clunk sound. Inside the pot wasn't a stolen chicken or a twin fish. It was a receipt for a whole goat he had prepared for at the market. "This one," Sam said firmly, "was bought with sweat. It will not dance, and it will only be eaten." The compound erupted in cheers. That night, for the first time in months, Sam slept a deep, heavy sleep. No creaking cages, no whispering winds, no dancing chickens, just the peace of a man who owed nobody a kobo. In Oluwa Junction, they still tell the story of the dancing chicken, but they also tell the story of Sam, the man who was once a lazy man but became the person who worked so hard he made his mother and the people around him proud. If you enjoyed this story, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I share intriguing African folk tales here on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.